वरदण्डमण्डितकरा या श्वेतपद्मासना या ब्रह्माच्युत शङ्कर प्रभृतिभिः देवैः सदा वन्दिता सा मां पातु सरस्वती भगवती निशेषजाड्यापः निशेषजाड्यापः।
May I now invite the Chairperson, MICA Governing Council, to declare the convocation open.
Good evening. I declare the convocation open.
Thank you, Dr. Tridip Shuruth, Chairperson, MICA Governing Council. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all to MICA's 29th Convocation and to celebrate the achievements of our graduating students. I welcome Mr. Anuj Kumar, co-founder, Chief Revenue and Operating Officer of Affle, the chief guest of the day. Dr. Tridip Shuruth, Chairperson, MICA Governing Council, a warm welcome to you, sir. Dr. Shailendra Raj Mehta, President and Director, MICA, welcome to you. I welcome the members of the MICA Governing Council, a warm welcome to the MICA Governing Council. A very warm welcome to the faculty, staff, students, parents, and respected guests. It's indeed a joy to have you all here at MICA today and join us in celebrating the graduating ceremony of MICA graduating students. May I request the chief guest, the Chairperson, MICA Governing Council, the President and Director, MICA, in the presence of members of Governing Council, to light the convocation lamp.
May I now request Antara, Bhavya, Sarthak, Namit, and Janvi to deliver the invocation.
Check.
Check. Check.
Check. Hello.
Check.
Sharda Sharadam Bodhvadana Vadana Bhuje Sarvada Sarvada Smakam Sanidhyam Sanidhyam Kriya विप्रकर्षता लक्ष्मीं कामादुग्धे विप्रकर्षता लक्ष्मीं कीर्तिसूते दुष्कृतां याहिनस्ति ताप्चाभ्येतं मातरं मङ्गलानां धेनुधीरा सुनृता वाचमाहु केयुराना विभूषयन्ति पुरुषं हाराना चन्द्रोज्ज्वला न स्नानं न विलेपनं न कुसुमं नालङ्कृता मूर्धजा माणिक्यं समलङ्करोति पुरुषं या संस्कृता धार्यते श्रीयन्ते खलु भूषणानि सततं वाग्भूषणं भूषणं वाग्भूषणं भूषणं वाग्भूषणं भूषणम् वक्रतुण्ड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभा निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरा गुरु साक्षात् परब्रह्मा तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः एक ओंकार सतनाम करता पुरख निर्भव निर्वैर अकाल मूरत अजूनी सैभं गुर प्रसाद जप आद सच जुगाद सच है भी सच नानक होसी भी सच
बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम कुल हुवल्लाहु अहद अल्लाहु समद लम यलिद वालम युलद वालम याकुन लहु कुफुवन अहद
बुद्धं शरणं गच्छामि धर्मं शरणं गच्छामि संघं शरणं गच्छामि Lead kindly light amidst the encircling gloom. Lead thou me on. The night is dark and I am far from home. Lead thou me on. Keep thou my feet. I do not ask to see the distant scene. One step enough for me.
Thank you all. May I request Janvi to give a token of our appreciation to the chief guest, Mr. Anuj Kumar. This plant symbolizes growth and sustainability and our commitment to a greener tomorrow. I now request Dr. Tridip Surud, Chairperson, MICA Governing Council, to present a shawl to Mr. Anuj Kumar. May I request Dr. Shailendraj Mehta to give a memento to Mr. Anuj Kumar. I now invite Dr. Shailendraj Mehta, President and Director, MICA, to confer the diplomas.
Candidates of the 8th batch of the 4-year fellow program in management communications, the 29th batch of the 2-year postgraduate diploma in management communications, the 4th batch of the 2-year postgraduate diploma in management, and the 33rd batch of the 1-year postgraduate certificate program in crafting creative communications, please rise and come in 2 parallel lines to the center of the stage. respected Chairperson, MICA Governing Council, and members of the MICA Governing Council, I recommend to you one student of the 4-year Fellow Program in Management Communications, 152 students of the 2-year Postgraduate Diploma in Management Communications, 48 students of the 2-year Postgraduate Diploma in Management, and 24 students of the Postgraduate Certificate Program in Crafting Creative Communications, who have met and fulfilled all the requirements for the programs, and request the MICA Foundation and the MICA Governing Council to confer the diplomas and certificates on them.
Members of the MICA Governing Council, may the fellow titles, diplomas, and certificates be conferred upon these candidates. You have to say yes or maybe. Maybe, yes. By the authority given to me by MICA Foundation and MICA Governing Council, I confer upon you the fellow titles, postgraduate diplomas, and certificates. We trust and believe that in your life, as you assume leadership responsibilities in industry and other roles, you will serve the needs of the society, communities, and people at all times.
The respective candidates will now individually receive their fellow titles, diplomas, and certificates from the chief guest, as the registrar and the secretary governing council will call out their names.
Before I call out the names, I would like to announce that all the students will receive the print copy of the individual and the group photograph by next week. Hence, the friends and family are requested to remain seated and not come forward to take the photographs. I will call out the names of the students in the following order: 8th batch of 4-year Fellow Program in Management Communications, 29th batch of 2-year Postgraduate Diploma in Management Communications, 4th batch of 2-year Postgraduate Diploma in Management, and 33rd batch of Postgraduate Certificate Program in Crafting Creative Communications. Already, the chief guest, Chairperson GC, the President and the Dean are there. And as I read out, please come and receive your diplomas and certificates. Varun Rijwani. Kriti Dwivedi and Drishti Agarwal. Shipra Jain and Mayuri Pandharpurkar. Mansi Mathur and Janvi Sanjeev Mehta. Janvi Vijay and Soumya Hulani. Anushka Sinha and Ishita Sureka. Prerika Agarwal and Purva Gupta. Ritu Elani and Asmita and Raj. Siddhi Sahani and Antara Chakravarti. Aishwarya Jain and Nandini Agarwal. Mansi Gaur and Devolina Bhattacharya. Srishti Agarwal and Pranjali Revdandekar. Bhavya Barnwal and Rutuja Manglurkar. Saloni Sangvi and Aditi Chaudhary. Shaborni Basu and Ayushi Dave. Astha Goel and Khushbu Fazalboy. Amal Surendran and Sukriti Joshi. Krishna Priya Nayak and Sakshi Katheth. Isha Jagdi and Priyasha Sharma. Mandrika Sarkar and Harshika Agarwal. Priyanshi Singhal and Jyotsna Yallapragada. Ajanta Dasgupta and Anjali Shah. Manasvi Srivastava and Anupriya Soni. Angela Gufran and Prakriti Gugliani. Rakshanda Behura and Tithi Chaudhary. Natasha D'Souza and Rituparna Pati. Bansari Manoj Dave and Vidhi Bansal. Muskan Chitlangia and Shruti Kulkarni. Shreya Gorentala and Sajal Jain. Palak Agarwal and Richa Malhotra. Himanshu Taiwal and Apurva Junuri. Vidhi Narula and Sakshi Bansal. Uditi Shekhar and Poojan Patel. Sakshi Kanodia and Divya Mohata. Ikvira Sinha and Swati Lambert. Nisha Reddy Challa and Rama Ravi. Prachi Rana and Saloni Garg. Shubhi Sharma and Dhruv Gupta. Harshi Urmil Shah and Nihir Dhamecha. Dhruv Bhargava and Shivangi Singh. Shruti Singh and Dhruv Aryan Kundra. Ishika Agarwal and Malvika Vats Tripathi. Ramola Vats and Sarthak Das. Tripurna Lipika and Srajan Agarwal. Pierre Narona and Rishika Sarauge. Sai Birajdar and Simran Goel. Diksha Iyer and Harshit Kheruka. Arnav Singh and Orchishman Chaudhary. Bhavya Gupta and Kratik Maheshwari. Sakshi Saxena and Swastika Singh. Subrita Sood and Nikita Pant. Century. Shaunak and Sen Gupta. And Yash Chauhan. Aviral Agarwal and Dhairya Goel. Shubhankar Gupta and Kunal Jetli. Ekta Jain and Shubham Pradeep. Aviroop Guho and Digant Vaish. Akansha Gupta and Ananya Johri. Sai Sanjay Karkhanis and Tanmay Mahapatra. Arshia Dhawan and Kuhu Kopal. Vedha Maskar and Akshit Mathur. Anusha Mehra and Hirat Kumar Talati. Sanyam Arora and Utkarsh Shala. Arpit Mehta and Medha Singh. Shantanu Sharma and Joel Nedugat. Saksham Bhagat and Priya Salve. Naman Mathpal and Ayush Rastogi. Ishan Singh and Ananya Sharma. Malay Thakral and Manas Mishu. Shubhranshu Pinge and Rohan Karanjwala. Shrey Sanghvi and Sayantan Mahoto. Aryaman Gadvi and Mihir Dilip Shah. Shivansh Raval and Kush Gangwani. Himanshu Midda and Yashvardhan Bhattar. Sagnik Chatterjee and Abhishek Patri. Namit Gupta and Aniket Agarwal. Suryansh Bahl and Soham Mukhopadhyay. Atharva Bhave and Apurva Pulastya. Chirag Kamath and Harsh Kakasania. Madhur Bajaj and Divyansh Tayal. Chitrangad Shukla and Shriyansh Chaure. Harshit Munjal and Aman Dinesh Jain. Rukhman Singh Rathor and Prakhar Morchale. Madhur Mahajan and Trishan Tak. Pooja Sharma and Manan Mehta. Ravneet Singh Kohli and Aryaman Rawat. Anuj Kabra and Ritik Vora. Siddharth Saini and Brandon DeCosta. Hetul Shah and Dhruvang Wagh. Kunal Malhotra and Ritik Gulati. Adit Sharma and Sarthak Agarwal. Saptrishi Roy and Sanjit Kukreja. Keshav Singh and Kunal Anand. Arvind Kumar and Laksh Walia. Krishna KB and Manan Mehnot. Saransh Sharma and Sudhanshu Chandel. Krishna Subramanian and Tushar Aman Srivastav. Sarthak Swaroop and Tanmay Madan. Gursharan Hansra and Manav Sumaya. Kushan Nijavan and Krishanu Chang Kakati. Bharg Mankodi and Kostub Bharadwaj. Parth Sharma and Abhishek Sharma. And now we present the CCC students. Congratulations, PGP CM, PGPTM. Akansha Bagai and Manasvi Dhawan. Amrapali Bose and Dhwani Sutaria. Vanshika Bahari and Guru Umika. Priya Baldova and Srishti Saxena. Shaini Sinha and Swati Varsha. Ipshita Mandal and Vedika Bhargav. Deepti Chandrasekharan and Mansi Agarwal. Oh God. Oh God. Hey! Sure. ये तो आवाज आ रही है इसमें. Mic is working, so we may continue. Lights नहीं है. वो photographs तो आ सकते हैं. कर दे. Soumya Gupta and Vidhi Saraswat. By the permission of the GC chair, we continue. Soumya Gupta and Vidhi Saraswat. Boom.
यहीं से आ गए. हम आपके पास भाग रहे हैं. कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं. किलोमीटर डिस्टेंस बना. He's maintaining safe distance. Right. That can be done recently.
Diya Sanghvi and Kashish Chaudhary. Manjusha Nair and Manav Joshi. Karanpreet Singh and Anand Menon. Devanshu Chattopadhyay and Karthik Sankar. Congratulations, CCC batch. May I request the chief guest, the GC chair, the president and the dean to please come back. And thank you. May I request that the MICA diplomas and certificates register be placed before Dr. Shailendra Raj Mehta, President and Director, MICA, for the official approval. They're bringing it. They'll be bringing it to you. Manu, are you getting the register? Rajaram? Neha? Please. May I now invite Dr. Mehta to introduce the chief guest.
It's a pleasure now to introduce our chief guest, Mr. Anuj Kumar, the co-founder and the chief revenue and operating officer of Affle, a publicly listed company. Anuj Kumar is a 2001 batch MICAN who started his entrepreneurial journey in 2006, mind you, only 5 years after graduating from MICA, by co-founding Affle, a leading global mobile advertising technology company. Over the last 18 years, Apple has grown to become one of the market leaders in mobile advertising in India and many other global emerging markets. Over 2/3 of their revenue, I understand, comes from outside of India. Affle successfully completed its IPO in 2019 and is presently ranked amongst the top 350 most valuable publicly listed companies in India. It has already delivered 800% plus returns to its shareholders from the IPO issue price 5 years ago, making it one of the most valuable, profitable, publicly listed ad tech companies in the world. Affle today operates globally with its 650 plus team members spread across Asia, Latin America, Africa, Europe, and North America. As the Chief Revenue and Operating Officer of this company, Anuj is responsible for building the global business partnerships and revenue scale for this company. Prior to co-founding Affle, Mr. Anuj Kumar worked in leading media and advertising companies like ESPN, Star Sports, and Group N. Outside of work, Anuj's primary interests include traveling and cricket, and I believe Urdu poetry as well. Is that correct? May I request Mr. Anuj Kumar to kindly deliver the convocation address.
Hi, MICA. The respected Governing Council members, all the faculty and the staff members, and the real chief guests of today, the batch of PGP 24. It is an honor and privilege for me to be here today at MICA. This honor personally for me is much greater because 23 years ago, I sat here like one of you, and today I'm here at this place, and that gives me a lot of gratitude and happiness. When I sat here 23 years ago, little did I realize that I would be back here at this forum, but this time playing a very different role. At that time, when I was sitting like you, I was filled with hope, excitement, and maybe some fear, not knowing what life lay ahead of me. I was excited that a part of my life was ending and a new phase was starting the next day. I was happy that I had landed a job at that time in one of the leading advertising agencies. I was happy that I had landed a job in a city where my girlfriend lived and where most of my friends had got placed. I was happy that I had eventually graduated with good grades. I was happy that I was earning and thus independent. And more than anything else, I was happy that finally studies and exam cycles were over for me. I was also a bit fearful as I was bidding goodbye to some really good friends with whom I had built such a strong bond. Sad that I would not be able to take out my bike and go on to CG Road or Vastrapur or Bhopal or just go to the dhaba at night on the highway. Sad that there would be an end to the all-night card-playing sessions which we had when I was there at MICA. Sad that the endless fun times we had might come to an end. Sad that I would not be able to spend as much time in Chota as what I did, and I believe all of you might have also done. More sad that I may not be able to play cricket in the Amaltas courtyard, which all of us very proudly called it the ACG, Amaltas Cricket Ground. And sad that the fun times in MICA may never happen again. Today, when I look back, it's been 23 years. Long, but maybe not so long. Maybe as old as what some of you are today. I can safely say that many of the things that made me happy, I myself voluntarily changed over a period of time. And many things which I feared are today my pillars of strength. So let me share a bit more of that today as you start the new phase of your journey. I was happy at that time, as I said, because I had landed a job in a top advertising agency, which at that time was called HTA. While I was there, the company changed its name to JWT, became WPP Media Services, became Group M, And I realized that this corporate alphabet soup where the companies which are responsible for branding keep changing their own brands was quite difficult for myself. I spent 2.5 years there, learning many things on how to do stuff, but also learning things on what I will never do, because I realized that that was not my calling. Possibly, somewhere later, that could have spurred me towards my entrepreneurial journey, but more of that later. I was happy, as I said, at that time because I had got placed in Delhi or Gurgaon. But now I live in Europe. I live in Europe and I have filled with gratitude that work makes me travel a lot, and I have a big personal travel bug which keeps me around even longer. And I kind of enjoy this nomadic lifestyle. At that time, I was happy because I had graduated with good grades. And you know what? No one since has asked my grades. So for all of you here who did not have the privilege and great grades to show, guys, you don't need to worry. You're starting a new chapter, and all what you have done at MICA is the learnings which you have imbibed, and those learnings will stand by you. So don't worry, it's a level playing field as you get out there. I was also happy at that time, as I said, because I'd landed a stable paying job. I soon realized it paid too little, and I sought much more excitement from life. I was in fear, as I said, at that time because I was leaving friends. And I can safely say that I'm as well connected to most of my close friends in MICA as I was 23 years ago. Life gave me a chance where I could travel a lot. I think I used that well, because wherever I travel, I ensure that all my classmates who are there, I'm meeting and connecting with. A few of us who were cricket buffs in our batch formed a WhatsApp group on a whim on the day when India was playing Pakistan in the 2015 World Cup. India lost the World Cup. Many people got disgruntled, left the group. Many more got added. Today, I can safely say that the 16 of us who are part of that group is my second home. I feel comfortable. I can be myself. I chat every day. And we connect often. We connect in person. We meet. We reminisce the old times. And we laugh and chill together like we did when we were at MICA. And we appreciate real bonds that we build in a time when distractions were fewer and bonds were stronger. So what I was happy about then, when I was sitting like you 23 years ago, I have said to you, that is all the things which I have myself voluntarily changed. And what I feared has become my pillar of support and strength. Now, why am I sharing this with you? I think I'm sharing it because all of you are starting with a clean slate, possibly with similar things which you might be feeling, of happiness or a mixed emotion, which is happiness together with some sadness about leaving your friends and leaving this amazing and wonderful campus. Now, coming to a bit that changed me forever post that, and possibly the reason why MICA chose me to be here on this forum, is about my entrepreneurial journey. I was happily working at ESPN Star Sports, a company which for many of us who were sports fans was a dream job. I loved that company, I loved my job, I loved my colleagues. All things I did there, I had absolute pleasure in. And until one day, one of my old school friends who was with me since I was 5 years old, who now lived at that time and even now lives in Singapore, landed up and stayed with me unannounced for 2 days because his flight had got delayed. In those 2 days, we started talking as good old friends would meet who were back in school. We talk about friends, what this person is doing. And during those 2 days, we also started discussing what we were doing in our careers. And I realized that this friend of mine was brimming with an idea. He'd started a company which was around building a tech platform for mobile advertising. He was a serial entrepreneur, a successful technologist. And we started talking because he believed that I knew advertising and this company was about advertising. You know what? Just a chance conversation. And within that day, within the 2 days he stayed with me, I joined him and thus started my journey as a chance entrepreneur. Completely by chance, not planned. And I think that is something which is important for all of us to realize, that many things you do would be planned and some things will happen to you by chance. And when you look back, I think those are the things you may take the most amount of pride in. The next day after my chat with him, I chucked my job and joined in as my journey as the co-founder of Affle. It has been 18 years since, And I can proudly say that the company which we have built is today one of the most valued ad-tech companies in the world, having team members across 30+ countries. We also had an unlikely story, because for a company founded in Singapore, we decided to IPO in India. At that time, 5 years ago in 2019, India was a market which was not considered ripe enough for product tech companies to list. It has been 5 years since then. And I can happily say that that was one of our best decisions. And a lot of entrepreneurs who I meet now in international forums want to understand the India story, want to know how they can grow their business in India. And I think that's, again, something which happened, and it's been part of my story. Now, why is this story relevant for you? I feel this is more relevant because India today is providing the right environment for entrepreneurial successes to boom. When we started off, 18 years ago, starting up was not really cool. You know what? I'll tell you some stories of those days. We used to wear suits in a Delhi heat. Imagine we were working in Delhi wearing a suit for the first 3 or 4 years of our life. The reason we used to do that was because we believed we looked young, and people didn't want to do business with people who looked young, and I thought wearing a suit might make me look older. Today I try hard to look young. That was the era where VCs were not investing enough in India, or not even in Asia. And we realized that we could raise investments from top corporates. And thankfully, we had companies like Microsoft and Times of India who came in as early backers of what our vision was. The technology and business which we were trying to build had no similarities. Everybody asks you, okay, when you're presenting something, is there somebody else like you? And when you are one of the front runners, then you really don't have others to relate to. And because we were starting a company around mobile advertising. And in those eras, phones were meant to talk. Today, phones are meant for entertainment, information, and pretty much living your lives. So a lot has changed, and I have seen all of that change happen in the 18 years of my entrepreneurial life, and in the 23 years since I graduated, like one of you sitting on these chairs. Today, a lot, though, has changed. Startup founders are poster boys whose stories are made into TV series or movies. VCs are investing more in India than possibly in any other market. There have been many IPOs which have been successful, and I'm sure many more are about to happen as this country progresses. The time thus to dream big and execute bigger is now. And missing out on building something at this stage might be a thing which you might regret later. However, while you do that, stay real and follow your passions and understand that each journey is unique. So take pride and enjoy your own journey and avoid comparisons, because that only adds to pain and takes away from all the fun around what you're doing to pursue your passion. And one advice which I would want to share, one of the best ways to avoid comparisons is try to get away from the social media addiction and enjoy real moments with real people and try to learn as much from failures as you enjoy from success. As the MICA class of 2024, when you decide to chase your dreams, you all will transform the country like never before and create jobs, make the economy grow, and above all, you will be in a happy and more contented place. Working for a big company or creating the next yourself. Reading the best books or writing one of your own. Listening to your favorite band or becoming someone's favorite band. It's all about your choice. It's all about pursuing your passions, which in the end will be the one which will give you the most amount of pleasure, happiness, and dare I say success. However, while I say that and glorify all of this, I also know that the path to entrepreneurship or following your own passion or dream is not easy. It comes with various challenges and disappointments. And dare I say, sometimes the disappointments outnumber the success. We've all read, more startups out there fail than succeed. But when they succeed, the economy and the world moves forward. More jobs are created, and above all, more happiness and contentment is spread. I thus urge you once again to dream big, execute bigger, and have the vision to transform as your education and the stage of the economy is putting you in a privileged position to really create change. Also, entrepreneurship is sometimes misunderstood. It's not only about creating the next Amazon or Google from India, which I hope happens, and we are as a country moving in the right path. It is about also pursuing your dream, pursuing your passion, which is either could be small or big, but could be transformative or meaningful to you. In my batch alone, I have seen so many successful entrepreneurs who've built companies, written books, acted in movies, been part of internationally awarded TV shows, built new business categories, started businesses with very different business models and in remote locations, and done so many interesting things that I could not even imagine about when I sat here just like one of you 23 years ago. And what has made this possible is the underlying spirit to make change and pursue a dream. All of you who sit here are amongst the privileged few who have had access to good quality education, having a well-rounded worldview that gives you a perspective to think. However, to enjoy your passion, you will need to suffer and need to struggle. And that will be the most important life lesson that will help shape your character. I heard something recently that I found very fascinating. This is a story of around how a tree grows. Incidentally, there was a tree which I planted today, which was a moment which filled me with pride. Do you know that when a tree grows, it grows almost as much under the ground as it grows above? That helps the tree to survive storms and extreme weather in a way that helps the tree to build its character. What we see today in people and admire, whether it's in trees or in people, is the exterior visible part, but the struggles and character building stories are often buried under the ground. Your life will also be like that. You will be celebrated for what people see you have achieved. However, you will achieve it because of your hard work and character. So the things to remember here are, don't get over enamored by the exterior, as that is just a byproduct of your interior strength and hard work. And now is the time for you to really strengthen these roots as you move on to lead this next and very independent phase of your life. In an era where technologies like AI are transforming all jobs, it is the power to think, adapt, communicate, and connect that will be valued more than most of the hard skills. MICA has equipped you with that, and it is now time for you to open out your minds and enjoy the journey and the struggles that will come with it. What will make your experience even more enriching is that while the world is going through massive tectonic changes, you all are here in India, the fastest growing large economy, and the one which offers a unique opportunity for each one of us today to dream big and build for India or build from India for the world. If economic forecasts are to be trusted, then India should rise to become the world's top 3 global economies soon. However, that will happen at an aggregate level. But the vast inequalities in our society and the challenges faced by our environment might only become greater as we progress towards that as a country. Thus, as educated professionals in this fast-changing world, we all have a greater responsibility to drive change that will hopefully also benefit the society and help create change which will address issues related to sustainability. Not many can claim to have such luck that all of you have, that you are born in a transformative growth era, in a fast-growing country that is gaining growing international respect. And you are equipped with skills that are very relevant, but in comparatively short supply. It is thus time to dream big and execute even bigger, because when else but now? I'm aware that most of you might have landed with a great first job that will empower you soon with more learning and experience and enable you to pursue your passions better. So focus on the now to learn and unlearn these life experiences, and this will equip you to excel in whatever you eventually pursue. You have been building the roots through all of these years. Think of the tree, that's what your life has been. You've been building the roots all through the years of your education, and now you're going to step out. And when you step out, the shoots will start getting visible, but the roots still need a lot more strengthening and character building, which will come with worldly experience, with hard work, and that is the journey you're starting to embark upon now. Now, what I have spoken can also make you nervous. But guys, I'm just about in my mid-20s. How am I supposed to have answers to all of these things which this guy is coming today and preaching to us? You know what? You guys are still in the majority, because I don't think most people in their 20s can answer that. And I can safely say that personally for me, I had no clue or idea when I sat like you here 23 years ago. But I enjoyed every life experience. I stayed open, and that is what I would request you. Enjoy and go with the flow. Stay open-minded, embrace change, but whatever you do, try and pursue excellence, because that will hold you well when you embark on your next journey to pursue your passions, which I think will bring you greater happiness and contentment. The sooner you find your purpose and calling, the sooner you will enjoy the journey more. But be patient, as it is impossible to fast track this. And just like love, when you find it, you will know it. Remember always, life is not a sprint, but a marathon. And a good marathon runner times his race well, so that he does not get burnt out too fast. When you're running in that race of a marathon, a lot of times, and I'm sure some of you are marathon runners, when you're running, you'll see some people overtake you. Now that is what I want you to avoid. Avoid comparisons, because while that person might be overtaking you, might be it's your phase to build your roots and build your character. And your time to glow will come later. I think I have spoken enough today, and I do not want to keep you away from the real fun, which I'm sure all of you have planned out today. I would like to thank MICA and Dr. Mehta specifically for inviting me to this forum and allowing me to share some of my perspective and experience with you on this very, very special day of your life, which I hope you will remember always, just like I do. You all have an exciting life ahead of you. So make full use of the opportunity life throws at you. But more than that, learn from each setback, as that is needed to shape you. You may not understand why the failure is coming to you, but as life goes on, hopefully you will connect the dots when you look back. And as each journey is different, it is likely that some of your friends here will start to show their shoots faster, while some of you might just be strengthening your character and roots and building your core to run the marathon. And that is why dream big, but avoid making comparisons, because a happy life is not about virtual likes, but really about who you and what the people you care about like. So pursue that, pursue happiness, and you will have success. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Anuj. That was extremely inspiring. I think the aspiration that I have for so many of you is that you will also find your entrepreneurial journey and with it contribute to not just yourselves, your institutions and so on, but to the world. Next, we remember Mr. A.G. Krishnamurthy, who founded MICA in 1991 and who was a visionary and a legend in advertising, who was way ahead of his times. He set up MICA as his way of giving back to the industry all that he had achieved due to it. Mr. Krishnamurthy, or AGK, as he was fondly called, passed away on the 5th of February 2016, coincidentally on what was MICA's Foundation Day. As a mark of our respect and gratitude to AGK, we are awarding the top 3 positions in academic performance from the 29th batch of PGDMC, the 4th batch of PGDM, and the 33rd batch of CCC, with awards and medals in AGK's name.
May I request the chief guest, Mr. Anuj Kumar, to come forward. And as I read their names, they will come and receive their medals. So the AGK bronze, silver, and gold medal, I'm going to read out for the batches of PGDMC and PGDM first. And the bronze medal goes to Swati Gangadhar Lambat. The silver medal goes to Harshi Urmil Shah. And the gold medal goes to Ananya Sharma. And the next set of awards are from the CCC batch, the top 3 students. The 3rd position first, Manjusha Nair. And the 2nd position holder is Priya Baldwa. And the 1st position holder of the CCC badge is Karanpreet Singh. Yes, thank you.
The next award is the Pat Memorial Outstanding Alumnus Award, which has been constituted in memory of Professor Atul Tandon, or Pat as he was called lovingly. who served as MICA's director from 2001 March to 2009 June. It was Pat who put the infrastructure development at MICA on a fast pace to cope with growing academic demands. This award is nominated by the MICA, this award is given to the MICA alum who has had a great career growth, occupies a leadership position, and has contributed to societal good. The award for 2024 is being conferred on Mr. Amog Dusad. Amog Dusad is a seasoned media professional with over 20 years of experience in different aspects of content and media industries. As head of content, he drives content strategy, commissioning, acquisition, etc. for Amazon Mini TV, transforming it into one of India's leading in-app free video streaming services. Prior to that, he served as business and operations head for Sony Live, overseeing programming, partnerships, analytics, gaming, second screen, and big data initiatives. He's credited with pioneering initiatives like KBC Play, along with bringing augmented reality experience to customers of the Kapil Sharma show. Prior to his role at Sony Live, he served as content head for Sony Pix and AXN, head of strategy for Sony Entertainment Channel, and director of strategic planning and research at NDTV, where he developed expertise in business development and content planning. As head of content, he's deeply committed to building a customer-backward content pipeline. Apart from his post-graduation from MICA, Amog completed a digital strategies for business program from Columbia Business School and Emeritus School of Management. He has been a visiting faculty at MICA and has an avid interest in Urdu poetry. May I request Mr. Anuj Kumar, please, to kindly present the award to Amog Dusad. Thank you, Anuj. Thank you, Amog. Now we have something quite unusual and very special. MICA has had a wonderful journey of 30 years, 30 plus years so far, and it's been a very eventful journey. It's been catalogued in different places, but not in one place. Three of us, Alan D'Souza, Shubhra Gaur, our registrar, and I, came together to document that journey. And today, we are going to release that book. It's a little bit of a surprise for all of you. No one has seen this. In fact, only a few people have seen the hard copies. They just came in this morning, just in time for release during this convocation. And need I say, they've come out beautifully. They represent MICA in every sense of the term, visually, aesthetically, textually, in many different ways. It's MICA Enabling Dreams, a 3-decade journey. And this book talks about the challenges, the key people, the culture, the ethos, and the innovations that all the stakeholders at MICA were involved in. So I'm going to request Professor Tridip Suhrud and Mr. Anuj Kumar to help release this book. And I'm going to request Alan D'Souza, who was there at the founding of MICA. In fact, he conceptualized a lot of it. So it's very fitting that he's joining us again. Please come. And I'm going to request our registrar, Shubhra Gaur, as one of the longest standing faculty members of MICA, who also contributed to this book. And it was my singular pleasure as director of MICA to commission this book and to work on it for the past almost a year. And needless to say, we are very pleased with the outcome. It's not, we're going to release it today, but it'll take another month or so before this is released in PDF format and in the final form to the world and on social media. Right now, we are going to release it as part of the convocation.
Here is a time that we all are waiting for. We would like to hear from the batch of 29 and also the representation. We would like to hear the batch speak on life at MICA, and I call upon the MCSA to speak on behalf of all the graduating students.
Good evening, dear parents, honorable members of the Governing Council at MICA and the MICA administration, respected faculty members, and most importantly, the batch that does not go without a bang, PGP 29. My name is Saran Sharma, and I've got this sparkling opportunity to speak before you since I am your representative, your voice from the MICA Council from Student Affairs. The experience that came with being a representative has been the richest one of my life so far. It has been overwhelming and humbling and even painful at times. But with the unconditional love and unbelievable support that was showered upon us by our batch, all I can say is I would do it all over again for PGP 29. When we were inducted into this office, we were told by our seniors that it's quite a thankless job. But honestly, I wouldn't trade this experience for the world. Which is why when I speak, I don't speak just for myself, but on behalf of every single MICAN here who after coming back from home to MICA has at least once said that this place, their college, their MICA feels more like home than their actual ones. But what essentially makes it our home? Home is more than just a physical space. It's a feeling of belonging, comfort, and community. At MICA, we've found a home in the laughter echoing through the campus and the hostel corridors and alleys. We've found the home in the fun and banters at the oddest hours of day and night at Chota. We've found a home in the mentors we've received from this place whose guidance illuminated our paths and nurtured our growth. But most importantly, we found a home in these two words, PGP 29. Our batch, our community, our little family, our home. In the incomparable chaos of a B-school life, we found a tribe who, despite their individual diversities, are the truest representation of the MICAN unity and culture. We've all seen each other at our best and worst. We've shared laughter, tears, and countless unforgettable moments together. These experiences weave together to form a unifying fabric, that is PGP 29, which binds us together. As we sit here today, we're not the individualistic individuals we used to be before. We've stood up for each other. We've stood by each other. And that is the legacy I want to continue from our batch. But now, as we did 2 years ago, we stand at the precipice of change, and hopefully a much more beautiful one. Change is an incremental process. It requires persistence, perseverance, and indomitable will. They call our batch the change makers, but I want to remind you, all we have done yet is scratching the surface. The real change lies ahead, waiting to be unearthed through our collective efforts, innovative thinking, and unwavering determination. It's not about the titles we hold or the accolades we've received. It's about the impact we make, the lives we touch, and the legacy we leave behind. Because if there's one thing that I truly believe in, it's that if all great change is preceded by chaos, then PGP 29, we're ready for war. Thank you.
Thank you, Saransh. 7th April 2024, the day which separates us from the precipice of what ifs to an open road of what nows. The next few hours and this beautiful, exhilarating and sleep-deprived chapter will come to an end. But before we turn on to the next pages, let's take a moment and rewind the chapter we call MICA. 2 years back, around the same time when the final results came out, we all had a tough decision to make. To ditch those comfortable Zoom meetings and online classes and join a full-time offline MBA miles away from our home. Well, the decision was not easy, neither for us nor for our parents to send us even with the slightest lingering uncertainty at those times. However, among all those negative thoughts, there was always an inner voice who was constantly urging us to take that road not taken. And hence, to all of you sitting here, you deserve a round of applause for choosing to explore that uncharted terrain and making it through. I am a firm believer of the fact that it is the students who really make MICA what it is. Each and every one of us has a different story to tell. Unlike any other place, MICA allows us to express our individuality while also remaining a part of the bigger group, which we typically refer to as batch. This group, which consists of talented folks from across the nation, so diverse and distinct, yet completing each other in such a manner that it does not seem like 200 individuals coexisting in same space, but one big family. This big family called PGP 29 isn't just any ordinary batch. After all the years we spent in COVID, returning once again to normalcy is easier said than done. But amidst all those challenges we faced, we thrived. From asking the right questions to making our voices heard, we made sure that we became the change we wanted. We won many battles, we lost some, but honestly, as someone said, the battles were not fought for victory. It was to tell the world that someone was there on the battlefield. And by the end of these 2 years, I can confidently say that all those hardships we faced, all those moments we pushed ourselves beyond our comfort zone, made sure that we became the best version of ourselves. PGP 29, we may have entered as a bunch of students passionate to learn marketing and branding, but today we are leaving as the future leaders of tomorrow. To the ones who know me closely know that I do not identify myself as an expressive person, and it is especially difficult to do that today when I'm swamped and overwhelmed with a lot of emotions. However, I will still take a moment to thank everyone who stood as a rock by me and the office throughout. As a person who operates on compassion, empathy, and empowerment, I believe in growing, but growing together. Working in this office has been a tremendous personal and professional growth for me, as it gave me an opportunity to work for the people I love the most. And while managing all this, also making sure that the efforts I put add in value to the MICA. It couldn't really have been possible without the love and unwavering faith I receive from you all. I would also like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to everyone from administration and faculties who were always there to guide us and support us throughout. And we believe the incoming MCSA, with the help of PGP 30 and CCC 34, will take MICA to even greater heights with you all by their side. As a small town girl coming from, who always dared to dream big, an ode to my mom and everyone parents sitting here. Today's celebration would not be complete without acknowledging all the hard work you have put in to get us where we are, for fighting against the world so that we don't have to. You all truly mean the world to us. PGP 29 and CCC 33, this isn't a goodbye. It's a see you later, a promise to stay connected, to celebrate victories miles apart, and to be the support system we built within these walls. With this is Shubhi Sharma, the member of MCSA 2324, signing off for one last time. Thank you.
Allow me a second to soak this in, please. Distinguished faculty, esteemed guests, and most importantly, the graduating class of PGP 29 and CCC 33. Tonight, as I stand before you, I'm reminded of a quote by the philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche. The only thing we truly own in this life are the moments we create. And in the tapestry of our lives, MICA has been a master weaver, crafting countless unforgettable moments for each and every one of us. From the moment we received our acceptance letters, we first set foot on this campus, to the day we met Anand Bhai, the day we wore black, the day we cheered on the badminton court. The back straight and money Iyer, from the peacocks to the langurs to the countless challenges and triumphs that shaped us along the way. Every experience has been a precious thread, woven into the fabric of our MICA journey. And now, as we prepare to step into the world beyond these hallowed halls, we carry these exact moments with us, a reminder of the bonds we've forged and the strength we've discovered within ourselves. As we embark on this next chapter, we face an important question. Will we merely remember our moments, or will we truly live them? Life is a whirlwind, a blur of activity and change. In the face of uncertainty, it's easy to get caught up in the future, to worry about success and failure, fame and fortune. But I urge you, my fellow graduates, to not let the allure of the big picture diminish the beauty of the present moment. Tonight, as we stand to step on the vast possibility, I choose to live in this moment. I choose to soak in the love and pride of my family, my friends, and the honor of this occasion. I choose to cherish every beat of my heart, every tear of joy, every whisper of gratitude that fills the air. Because I know that these moments, right here, right now, are what truly matter. As we move forward, let us carry these moments with us, a guiding light in the darkness. Let us remember that we are significant, that our stories matter, and that we have the power to create beauty and meaning in every moment of our lives. To the class of PGP 29 and CCC 33, to the faculty, and all those who have journeyed with us, with me as a student and me as an MCSA, thank you very much. Thank you for being a part of my moments. And as I pass along the mic, I do so with a heart full of gratitude and a soul ablaze with the fire of possibility. Let us go forth and create moments that will echo through the ages. Thank you very much.
Thank you, MCSA, for expressing on behalf of your team and batch. We will certainly miss you all. May I now request Dr. Shailendra Raj Mehta, President and Director, MICA, to give his appreciation.
Thank you. Thank you, Dean Hegde. Chief guest, Mr. Anuj Kumar, members of the MICA Governing Council, distinguished faculty, staff, students, parents, and alumni. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome you to MICA's 29th Convocation. We are thankful, first of all, to our chief guest for a wonderful speech which only a true entrepreneur could give. And I can speak from personal experience that the entrepreneurship journey is one of the most interesting, yet one of the most challenging journeys that one can take. And he shared with you a characteristic that I believe characterizes almost all of you, I think, which is you're not fazed by uncertainty. In fact, if there is any challenging situation, something that is not clear, something that is volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous, VUCA as they call it, put a MICA on it. They will figure out the complexity and forge a path ahead, which is exactly what you did, Mr. Kumar. A big round of applause again, ladies and gentlemen, for our chief guest. I'm also deeply appreciative of our governing council, who've been very supportive and have been a guiding and a steadying force for MICA for all of these years. In fact, one of MICA's secret strengths is the quality and the composition of this governing council. I can tell you from personal experience also that a lot of what we've been able to accomplish, that I'm going to share with you very shortly, is in a large measure because of A, the high standards that they have set for all of us, and for me personally, and the guidance and the resources that they have provided, and more importantly, in times of stress, even distress, the steadying hand that has always been there for us has been what has sustained us for the last 30 years, and certainly in my journey for the last 7 years. So a big hand, ladies and gentlemen, for the august members of our governing council. As MICA's president and director, I'm supposed to reflect on the year gone by and present my appreciation for what we have achieved. But I shall do more. I'll do it for the last 7 years to some extent. Because like you, I'm also graduating from MICA. This is my last convocation as president and director. It's been an absolute pleasure and joy to lead all of you for these last 7 years. And it's not just the students, but it's also the staff and the faculty that I've had the pleasure of leading. And it's been an absolute joy. I came in to my first MICA convocation even before I was officially appointed as director, because my candidature was announced in 2017 during the governing council. So I was invited very cordially by the GC to come here. So this is really technically my 8th convocation. But I've enjoyed every one of those. And I have seen MICA grow by leaps and bounds in the last 7 years. And of course, it has grown by leaps and bounds even before that. And as I stand here, I need to, first of all, before we talk about the journey, I need to celebrate all the people who've been, so to speak, co-pilots in this journey with us. First of all, the students, all of you, all 225 of you. You worked hard with dedication and perseverance. You've balanced academic assignments and committees and competitions and sports and many other things besides, including raging love affairs, from what I understand. I believe about a quarter of MICA's graduating class are hitched to each other. I believe there are MICA couples in about a quarter. MCSA tells me this. So I can even reveal the little birdie that told me this. I asked them point blank because, you know, MICA, one of MICA's unsung strengths is that we are the best marriage bureau in the world. I think the attraction that MICA and MICANs feel for each other translates in many forms, and this is one of them. It's been a real pleasure to work with MCSA, with JAMSA, with the Junior Placement Committee and the Senior Placement Committee. Over the past 7 years, we've had some very anxious moments, challenges that we had to sit down and collectively solve. And I must say, the level of involvement of the students at MICA I've had the privilege of studying in many fine institutions in India, in Europe, and in the United States. I've had the privilege of teaching in many fine institutions in India, in the United States and elsewhere. And nowhere have I found the kind of ownership, the kind of involvement, and the kind of leadership that I have seen the students here display. So a big hand, ladies and gentlemen, for all the wonderful leadership that you see before you. But then we must also acknowledge the people who have made you. And there is a large group of people who are sitting quietly at the back, and they are the ones who are the most proud of what you have accomplished. It is said that there are only 2 classes of individuals in the whole world, only 2 classes, who are not jealous of your success, who in fact want you to exceed them, who want you to go beyond them. And they are the ones who are sitting behind you, supporting you, and they are the ones who are sitting in front of you, supporting you. That is your parents and your faculty. In every case, the parents want you to go beyond what they have accomplished, and in every case, I can say safely that the faculty want you to go beyond what we have accomplished. So we are the only 2 constituencies in the world who are not jealous of your success, who want you to succeed beyond your wildest imagination, beyond certainly our wildest imagination, and who will continue to support you as long as they live. So this is something which is to cherish. And of course, it's beautiful to see how you have blossomed. And class is only one part of it. As the old saying goes in Sanskrit, it's a Sanskrit subhashita, that a quarter of the learning takes place because of yourself. A quarter takes place because of your co-students. A quarter takes place because of your faculty or your teachers or your acharyas. And a quarter takes place through time. And the quarters are very well represented here. And they have basically contributed to who you are. And you have, in the past year alone, won global plaudits where the world has stood up and said, not just in India, but around the world, and said, wow, you won the Samsung Edge competition, the Vico Vista 2023 competition, the Aditya Birla Fashion and Retail competition, the L'Oreal Global competition, Fujitsu 100, the intercollegiate competitions at IIM Amritsar, NMIMS, FMS, and so on. Runners-up in Flipkart, ITC, DS Group, BlinkX, Brainathon, SDA Bocconi, intercollegiate competitions in IIM Indore and Lucknow and TIS. This is not just we saying, this is ye dunya kehti hai. I'll tell you a story. Some years ago, I was in Calcutta. TCS had organized a big to-do. They had asked many directors of many institutions to come there. I was there, and I ran into an old friend. He was at that time the director of one of the big IIMs, ABC. I shall remain nameless. His daughter, as it happened, also was there because she was studying at IIM Calcutta at that point. So she had just come to say hello. And since I had seen her grow up on the campus of IIM Ahmedabad, she came to say hello to me as well. She said, hello, uncle. And I said, hello, beta. And she said, I hear that you are now at MICA. And I said, yes, I had just joined MICA at that point as president. And she said, oh, you know, MICA students win all the awards. This is an IIM Calcutta student telling me as the director of MICA that your students walk away with all the awards. True story. Second story. We were there for a meeting some years ago with Mr. Anand Mahindra. And this was just shortly after MICA PGP students had won 2 back-to-back global challenges that the Mahindra group had thrown. And Anand Mahindra basically walked up to me and congratulated me on the fine caliber of the students basically that we had. And he said, you know, in the second year, once the MICAns had won the first year of the challenge, they said, we didn't want to give it to MICA because, you know, it's a little bit much if the same school gets it running twice. But they said we had no choice. They were so darn good But he said, and this stayed with me, and this I want to mention also, but he said their numbers were not very good. So this was not long after I had joined MICA also. And so we resolved at that point, and we worked with the Governing Council to make sure that MICA's numbers would never be questioned again. That is to say, your financial, your accounting, your hard skills for the PGP students, and even for the others. This was something that we resolved to fix, and we have done that, because gone are the days when creativity alone would suffice. Today you need creativity as well as numbers to back up that creativity. And the whole world has pivoted in that direction, and we have pivoted. And I can tell you, we hired some of the best faculty to teach finance and operations and strategic management and entrepreneurship, and many of them are here in front of you. And essentially we, while maintaining the competitive edge, while maintaining the focus of MICA on marketing and communication and strategic branding and so on, we strengthened all the areas that industry was asking us to strengthen. So a big hand, ladies and gentlemen, for our faculty and our Governing Council that facilitated all of that. Then our appreciation of our alumni. And of course, we have one of our most illustrious alum here, and many are on the faculty here, many are on the Governing Council, and many are amongst the parents who are here to support you. They are the ones who basically give us the visibility in the world. We have graduated about 3,000 PGP students, about an equal number of CCC students, and now 8 batches of FPM students. All of them basically are the ones who are winning the plaudits for MICA and for MICANs. Big hand, ladies and gentlemen, for all the alumni, all the thousands of alumni who are spread out all over the world and who proudly call themselves MICANs. Next, I wish to celebrate our faculty. And believe me, they have moved mountains. When I sat here 7 years ago, almost to the date, one of the things that struck me was MICA does very good teaching. It's known for excellent teaching, and that is something that is continued. But in looking at the profile of MICA, research nahi thi. And the world was changing. There was a time when institutions could get by with good teaching. And in fact, that is how the ecosystem was built up. All the great institutions that have come before MICA were all built on the backs of great teaching, not on the backs of great research. I was in another fine institution some years ago, just down the road, so to speak, and at Ahmedabad, in fact. And there, while I was there, they themselves pivoted towards great research. Why? Because great teaching alone was not sufficient. Why? Because the global rankings agencies, and now even the Indian rankings agencies, include research as the #1 component of how you are ranked. Until recently, MICA chose not to be ranked. They said, MICA jaisa koi nahi. And it is true, MICA jaisa koi nahi, but now the government has taken the view that if you're not going to be ranked, we are not going to free you. In fact, they are very clear. If you're not in the top 100 NIRF ranked institutions, if you do not get a 700 score in your MBA assessment, 700 or above, you're not going to get the freedom to operate as you wish. You're not going to get the freedom to bring your degrees online. You're not going to get the freedom to write government grants. You'll not get the freedom from regulatory affairs. So all of those things basically required excellence in terms of research. And excellence in research takes time. It has taken other institutions in India the better part of a decade, sometimes 2 decades, to go up the research ladder. And I'm happy to stand here before you and say that our MICA faculty have done it in less than 5. So big hand, ladies and gentlemen, and I have some statistics for you. We are going to release this also in a couple of weeks. We've done an analysis of the research productivity of the top 26 management institutions in the country in the first instance, and then the entire top 100 institutions in the NIRF ranking framework, what has been their research productivity in the last 7 years. for the top 100 institutions. And here are some highlights. Again, some are small institutions like MICA, some are large institutions like many of our competitors. Some of them are 4 times bigger in terms of faculty size and so on. So it's not fair to compare the output of 30 faculty with that of a school which has 120 faculty. So you normalize for faculty size. So if you look at per capita faculty productivity, and there are 6 measures that we look at, progressively A and A star papers in ABDC rankings, FT50 and UT Dallas papers, ABS papers and so on. And I won't bore you with the details, but I'll give you the headline, the story. That the higher you go, the more difficult the attainment, the higher the rank of the journal, the better MICA faculty fare. And depending on which measure you use, in the top 100 institutions, MICA is either number 6, number 5, number 3, or hold your breath, folks, number 2, according to one ranking, depending on which ranking you choose. And this is an absolutely astounding achievement. 5 years ago, 6 years ago, there was hardly any MICA research. Today, MICA research, at least in strategic marketing and communication, is visible throughout the world. There's hardly a business school department in marketing in the world, in the leading institutions, that has now not heard of MICA because of research. MICA is known for its research worldwide. You cannot go to any major marketing or communication conference in the world and not find a large contingent from MICA. In some years, half the contingent from all the business schools in India has been from MICA. So this is a huge achievement, and this is what has made possible our high NIRF ranking. We were ranked 2 years ago, and we made it to the top 50, which is unheard of for somebody who's ranked for the first time. And then last year, we jumped 5 places, which again is unheard of. And this is all entirely due to the research productivity, the jump, I mean. The original high ranking also had other components, including teaching. But the jump was almost entirely because of research, simply because of how productive MICA faculty are. And you'd be interested to know that 40%, 30% directly for research and 10% for peer reviews. 40% of NIRF rankings, peer reviews also largely go on the basis of research, because that is what gives visibility to an institution. 40% of the marks in NIRF ranking are for research by that criterion. And therefore, if you do not perform on research, you do not perform in NIRF. So now again, NIRF has some peculiarities. It's geared and designed to showcase the public institutions of India, and that's fair. We understand that. But so MICA has ranked 37 amongst all the institutions in India out of the 3,000 or so management schools. But if you remove the public institutions, which obviously are in a different category, MICA is in the top 10 private institutions in the country, and I'm very confident in the next few years it'll move up the ladder even more. So this is a huge appreciation for the MICA faculty. And it's not just plaudits for teaching that they, plaudits for research that they won. We have the best teacher in the country, recognized by AICTE. They give 3 awards for the best teacher every couple of years out of 3,000 management schools. One of them sits here in front of you. Another one has won the top the top researcher in management in the whole country. Not just for marketing research, we are talking about research in management in general. There are faculty here who are sitting, whose books have been released by global legends in marketing, by people like Jagdish Sheth. But 2 books of our faculty have been released by none other than the founder of the field of modern marketing, that is Philip Kotler himself. And you will find, for example, an appreciation. He's not been able to come so far because of his age and other commitments, but we hope to host him at MICA in the near future. A tree has been planted in the name of Philip Kotler, and he has very avidly followed the growth of that tree over the years. And he's also now one of the mentors of our faculty at MICA. So this is the kind of visibility that MICA now has in the management profession. Next, I come to the staff. They operate invisibly sometimes behind the scenes, but they are the ones who make this beautiful campus possible, who make its processes possible, who make the research and the teaching by the MICA faculty possible, who make the administration by us possible. And they are the ones who basically provide the stable core of MICA in terms of its processes, its procedures, and everything else. And they are the ones who also create the culture of MICA. And you'll be happy to note that this mahal, that this, where we walk into our offices every morning with a spring in our step and, thinking about what great things we will do today, this is something that our faculty and staff and students basically create together. And so we've appreciated the faculty and the students. A big hand, ladies and gentlemen, for the staff of MICA. And as you know, some weeks ago, MICA was certified by the Gallup organization officially as a global great place to work. This is based entirely on anonymous questionnaires that are filled on the Gallup site by MICA staff and faculty, and it's on the basis of that alone that they compare you to the global peers and certify you as the global best place to work. So this is something that that has also happened. I've already stated my appreciation for the Governing Council. I'll state that again. One of the major reasons for MICA's success is really the engagement by the Governing Council. And if I may actually state something else, based on my research, I came to the conclusion that alumni involvement is the reason why American universities are so good. I spent more than 20 years in the United States, first as a PhD student and then a professor, and I saw the involvement of alumni everywhere, especially on the board. And so when I came to MICA, there was one board member from the MICA alumni base in MICA today, and I pushed for it. It was an easy sell to the foundation and to the other board members. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we have 4 members who are MICA alumni on the MICA board. And I can tell you, I have no hesitation in saying the other board members will recognize that A, nobody knows MICA more than the alumni. Nobody cares more about the alumni. Nobody cares more about MICA than the alumni. And nobody contributes more in that sense to the brand of MICA than the alumni. So having alumni on the board is really one of the, within the excellence of the governing board, the excellence of the MICA alumni is basically what gives us the ballast, the force, the thrust as MICA. And I'm sure that tribe will grow as we move forward. And dare say, in a few years, maybe some of you would be inducted on the board of MICA, and I think that would be an absolutely wonderful thing. A little bit about, I've shared some of the secret sauce that has gone into just taking MICA to a different level over the last 7 years. I can't obviously talk about it. That's a conversation that will take days. And I intend to have a conversation like that in our faculty retreat day after tomorrow, starting day after tomorrow with our faculty. But a lot of it has been documented in the book. And appropriately, it says at the top of the pyramid. The title of the book is At the Top of the Pyramid. And that is exactly the invocation from the Taittiriya Upanishad, when the first convocation that is recorded in human history, where the preceptor, and the rishis are also named. So the rishi is Trishanku. Among the things that he tells the graduating class from the Gurukula, at that point, they didn't have universities back then. The universities came in the 6th century BC. But back then in the Gurukul, he says, the Sanskrit words that he used are Prishtaha and Parvataha. That is the top of the mountain. Achieve fame as you would at the top of the mountain. And that's exactly the title of our book. And it says, and the Rishi also says, of course, he says, do good, be good, spread goodness. He says all of that, but he also says, he uses the word bhuti. Bhutyaya is the inflected form. He says, achieve riches. Remember, our rishis were not just about learning. They were also about worldly success. And many of you are basically achieving worldly success from the alumni base and becoming sources of inspiration. So all that is documented in the book and will continue to be documented. A few words about the MBA degree, and then I'll close with a few observations, a few reflections, if you will. An MBA is a fantastic degree. I say that because I wish I had one myself. I don't. And I'll tell you why I wish I had one myself. I also wish that I had a CCC degree because of the creativity that you demonstrate. And believe me, I'm a wannabe creative guy who's never really quite found the courage to put it out there in terms of creativity, but maybe I will one of these days. And I also wish that I was an FPM student, because the kind of mentorship, I think I got some good mentorship, but the kind of mentorship that our FPM students are getting from our faculty is just unprecedented. It's not just our faculty who are publishing in the topmost journals. Their students before graduation, their FPM students, are also publishing in the topmost journals. So honestly, I wish I had all three degrees, an MBA and a CCC and an FPM from MICA, but I don't think I was that lucky. But why is an MBA degree or a creative degree or an FPM degree so valuable? Because you really understand how value is created. You really understand how value is created and delivered. And that is something that I had to learn the hard way. As a nerd, who's been in an academic environment since the age of 5, I had to learn this the hard way by creating not one but 2 startups. One when I was a professor in the United States, and one when I've been a professor here in India. And in some sense, the journey that took many of you 2 years or maybe 1 year, it took me 10 years. But I believe I've broadly understood what an MBA degree is all about, function by function, and I think you can actually quiz me on that. As you know, we have the MyCam and CDOTS and all those other ways in which we quiz you, so you can actually give me a MyCam test, and I think I will pass. So with that, I have some exhortations for you. The first one is, as the Rishi himself said, or the Rishis herself said, Shatahasta Samahara Sahasrahasta Samkira. This is from the Atharva Veda. Take with 100 hands. The world is there for you to enjoy. Take with 100 hands, but it says, give with 1,000 hands. So that is one of my aspirations for you. Take with 100 hands, but give with 1,000 hands. Secondly, you have an MBA. The famous poet Akbar Allahabadi had a couplet that he had penned in jest about BA students. And you can apply it to MBA students also. So I will give you the translations of 2 key words that may be a little foreign to you. He uses the word ahbab, which comes from the Arabic habib or hab, meaning friend. Ahbab is friend. And numaya means that which is visible publicly or openly, that is public, right? From numaish. Some of you know this word, numaish. So he says, Hum kya kahe ahbab, hum kya kahe dost, hum kya kahe ahbab, kya kare numaya kar gaye. Kare numaya is the good work that is visible publicly. As, for example, is the case with our chief guest, Mr. Anuj Kumar. His kare numaya is Affle. It's visible publicly. Everybody can check the stock price and look up how this company is doing. But he says, BA हुए, we can call it MBA हुए, नौकर हुए, pension मिली, मर गए. So he says, I'll repeat it again, हम क्या कहें अहबाब, क्या कारे नुमाया कर गए, MBA हुए, नौकर हुए, pension मिली, मर गए. That is the typical MBA student. That is not my aspiration for you. You should have a kare numaya that should be visible to the world. And another one of Akbar Allahabadi's shares is, क्या वो ख्वाहिश कि जिसे दिल समझता हो हकीर. Hakir means low. Why have a desire that is low? आरज़ू वो है जो सीने में रहे नाज के साथ. आरज़ू वो है जो सीने में रहे नाज के साथ. So the aspiration should be that which we hold very proudly. And the metaphor that I'd like to close with is the metaphor of the peregrine falcon. The peregrine falcon is one of the most amazing animals or birds in the whole world. It is the fastest creature on the planet, because cheetahs may achieve a speed of 100 miles plus, but when a peregrine falcon dives from 10,000 feet to catch a prey on the earth, it achieves speeds of over 200 miles an hour. It is as such the fastest animal on the planet, the fastest creature on the planet. And in the Rig Veda, it's called Shien. Shien is the bird that is eulogized in at least 70 different hymns. It is the bird that symbolizes aspiration. It is the flame of aspiration that the Shien symbolizes, and Aurobindo has written about this, and others have, but not enough. And if you see a Shien bird, its eyes literally glow with fire. And if you've seen portraits of Maharaja Ranjit Singh, for example, he was called the Chittan Bazan Wala Badshah, because he used to have a white falcon on his arm. This peregrine falcon flies higher than almost any other bird. It dives faster than any other bird. It has the best eyesight. And it is a gorgeous creature. And it lives not in flocks, but it lives on its own. It's like the leader who walks alone, trods the untrodden path and forges a path that the rest of the world follows. So I will quote now the modern form of Shien. So, as you know, Sanskrit and Avesta and the Pahlavi languages are cognate. They're sister languages, right? The languages of Iran. And Shaheen is the name, Shaheen is the Persian form of Shien. The Rigvedic Shien becomes Shaheen. And Shaheen is a metaphor that is used quite often in Urdu poetry. And let me close by quoting Iqbal, who uses the metaphor for Shaheen as the metaphor for spreading your wings and flying high. He says, "Tu Shaheen hai, parwaz hai kaam tera, tere samne asman aur bhi hai." So all of you have a new asman in front of you, and believe it or not, so do I. And I look forward to the next phase of my career, and it's shaping up in a way that is extremely exciting to me. I won't bore you with the details, but wherever I am, I will be looking out for all of you. Whichever asman you're in, whichever asman I'm in, I will be looking out for you, and I will be cheering on the sidelines for your success. Ladies and gentlemen, MICA jaisa koi nahi, MICAns jaise koi nahi. It's been a pleasure to work with you, to serve you, and to lead you for the past 7 years, the most interesting years of my life. Thank you very much indeed for all the wonderful memories that you've given me to take with me on my journey forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Mehta. That was really touching. What an amazing feeling it is. Congratulations to each one of you. My heart is filled with a profound sense of gratitude and pride. Hearty congratulations, dear MICA graduates. Hearty congratulations to the parents and guardians as well. Now you are officially also, along with the degree, you are an alumni of MICA. Congratulations and a big round of applause to all of you. PGP 29 had to be different, and even the electricity did a little bit of firecracker. PGP 29, and I'm sure my faculty colleagues will also agree with me. You have been special. Things have been very eventful for the past 2 years, and we really learned a lot with you, and we really hold you very, very special with what we've been, what has been happening, and the way you have come out, bounced back, successful with a lot of awards that, Professor Mehta already listed. So congratulations once again. Let me also thank as we come close, thank all of you. To the MICA graduates, you have had numerous learnings here at MICA. You have stood by each other, as your MCSA mentioned, and gained strength. I have seen you learn and grow as a group and also as individuals. Your journey at MICA bears witness to the qualities of compassion. Right from the time that I came in, I saw the compassion the batch holds to each other. So, yeah. So, that's a great thing, and I think you will be remembered forever for that. And the team spirit, which are predominant qualities of influential leaders, and there's no doubt that you'll go ahead and become leaders, influential leaders of the future. As we bring this ceremony to the close, let us carry forth the spirit of creativity and excellence that fills MICA and MICANs, and may the memories forged here serve as a beacon of inspiration as you embark on the next chapter of your journey. So while I thank each one of you, I also thank the event was, about the event. The event was made successful by the ceaseless hard work of faculty, staff, students, and volunteers. A big round of thank you for all of them. I would express a heartfelt thank you to our chief guest, Mr. Anuj Kumar, for gracing this occasion and the event, with his and also talking about his inspiring story and journey. And I think with that, most of the MICANs would like to follow your path. Thank you so much for spending time with us today. I would also like to take this opportunity to extend my gratitude to our Governing Council. Thank you, Governing Council members here. Your unwavering support and dedication to our institution have been the cornerstone of our growth. We are immensely grateful for your guidance and leadership. I think going forward, maybe we'll also have some of you in the Governing Council in the years to come. To our faculty members, I extend our sincere appreciation for your tireless efforts in nurturing our graduates. Your dedication to academic excellence and mentorship has played a pivotal role in shaping the future leaders sitting before us today. Thank you. Dear MICA staff, I extend our deepest thanks for managing the operations for this event. Thank you so much. I would like to leave you with just two thoughts, and I think some of them was already mentioned by Mr. Anuj. I would like to say that every success would have encountered roadblocks and failures. Embrace failures. What matters most is how you bounce back from that failure, and that will define you, and that will make you influential. And also, I would like to say that happiness is not what you see from others or seek from others, but happiness is all about the hope, listening to your heart, and being kind to yourself. So I wish you all success. I wish you lots of happiness, and all the best to you. And as should be mentioned, it isn't a goodbye, but it is see you later. So see you later, batches. That is PGP 29, CCC 33, and FBM.
Gives me pleasure. I declare the convocation close. Please rise for the national anthem.
You did it, PGP and CCC. And this is one last announcement. I request the audience to rise and remain standing till the last member of the faculty leaves the lawns. And all the invited guests, parents and students, please join the chief guest, the GC, the director, dean, and faculty members for dinner. The convocation process, please lead GC chair.